Hi, I'm Shalini Bharadwaj. You all are watching ITV Networks Medically Speaking. In our last episode, we discussed about COVID-19 and urology. And today we are going to discuss about second wave of COVID-19 in India. We have with us on our panel Dr. Harsh Mahajan, who is the founder of Mahajan Imaging and chief radiologist, as well as Dr. Dhiren Gupta, who is a chairperson elect of the Indian Academy of Pediatrics Intensive Care chapter. That is, he's from Sir Gangaram Hospital. We have with us Dr. Avinash Bhondwe, who is a past president of Maharashtra Indian Medical Association. We have with us Dr. Neeraj Nishal, who is an associate professor of medicine and at All India Institute of Medical Science. Welcome to the Medically Speaking, sir. Sir, my first question goes to Dr. Neeraj. Sir, are we under COVID-19 second wave or we are moving towards COVID-19 second wave?
See, this concept of wave is something which has been described by epidemiologists. So the only thing which we have been talking about that right from the start of this pandemic, that based on experience of previous pandemics, it's certain that there will be multiple waves. It's like you can say we are watching a sea where numerous waves are coming and hitting us. The moment we will lower down our guards, as long as we have vulnerable population, as long as we have not vaccinated most of the population, these type of waves are going to come. And that's why we have to ensure that we don't lower our guards and we follow the COVID appropriate behavior we have been talking about for last 1 year. Easier said than done. Everybody is saturated because of this thing. They all want to go out, enjoy the way they had been enjoying in the past. But this pandemic has not gone away. We will be in big trouble if we lower our guard. And that's why, whether it's a second wave or not, it depends on us. If we allow it to further propagate, then definitely we will have the second wave. And if we control it right away, then we might be saved from that situation which most of European countries and America had faced recently.
Dr. Bhondwe, sir, my next question to you. Maharashtra is, going through a bad phase, and there was a time when number of cases was declining. But if we talk about, 24 hours of data also, so the maximum, the cases are reported from Maharashtra itself. What can be the reason behind it? People have taken it granted or what?
Yeah, thank you. Let us talk some practical and some theoretical and some scientific things. First of all, that this whatever the wave, as Dr. Neeraj rightly said, that waves will keep on coming. We should not call it as second, third like that. So whatever the number of the new cases are being seen since the month of early February. On the 1st of February, it was around 2,000 in a day, which went up yesterday up to more than 23,000. So this is rather going up. Before that, in the month of December and January, the number of cases, daily cases and all other parameters were coming down, but they never touched the zero line, or it never went back to the baseline. So this is what we are seeing, observing now, or we are experiencing this, is the rise in the number of cases. So there are so many reasons. As we always say, we always blame that the common people are not using masks. They are making a rush. They're not observing the social distancing principle. But these things were there even in the month of December and January. Then why now it has rather we are observing the surge? The main reason behind that since the month of early February, the government of Maharashtra gave instructions to all the district officers that the testing should be increased, the contact tracing should be done at a higher level. It was clearly advised that for every patient, 20 contacts should be traced. So the contact tracing was increased. So that was one of the reasons when this number started increasing. And it was quite obvious that 90% of the cases right now are mostly asymptomatic or mildly symptomatic, and they are diagnosed only by the contact tracing. So that is one of the reasons that the higher number in number of
And
cases. The third thing
mortality is
is
reduced
a
as well.
doubt which, yeah, the third, which is a doubt which I specifically have asked all our senior colleagues and scientists, but we have not got any any answer, which is rather satisfactory answer. If you see the rate at which the patients are increasing is very fast. It's very fast. Secondly, if you see the people, rather the patients are mostly from the age group of 20 to 45. And the third is that if you see, most of them are asymptomatic and mildly symptomatic. If you consider this, this was a similar case, in the similar scenario was there in Britain when they rather did investigations, they did genome sequencing on most of those patients, and they found out that there is a new variant in Britain. Similarly, it could be a variant which has evolved in Maharashtra. If you think right from the beginning of this pandemic, Maharashtra has got rather unfortunately has number one position in the total number
Maximum
of
number of
cases right from the beginning till now. So the cases are high, and when the number of cases are high, the chances of getting mutation is of course there. So we must do all these things. We are not sure that it has not been explained that this type of genome sequencing is done on the patients from Maharashtra. It was done for the patients who came from, the people who came, travelers who came from Britain, South Africa, and Brazil. So those strains were rather genome sequencing was done. Those variants were seen, but not for the Maharashtra state. So these are, if you make all the sum total of all these, this is the reason for which the number of cases are increasing. That's what I personally feel.
So, Dr. Mahajan, sir, how COVID-19 is striking back? Because if we talk about genome sequencing also and new variant also, the data which has been, the revealed by Ministry of Health, it says that near about more than 400 cases are from Brazil variant, South Africa, and UK variants. So, how it is striking back?
See, we do know that this is a RNA virus and it tends to mutate very rapidly. If we see, there are over 100,000, 1 lakh mutations that have happened across the world, and over 6,500 which have happened in India itself. Out of that, till now, those variants of concern was 3, which was UK, South Africa, and Brazil variant. As Dr. Bhontme also said, India, about 7,000 patients' samples have been genome sequenced, out of which about 200 are from Maharashtra. And in these 200, in 20% of them, they have found 2 mutations. One is E48452R, and this is 20% at the present point of time. However, as time passes, we will know whether this is the one that is really causing this rapid surge, because in this, there is known already that it can be more contagious. So as we do more and more sequencing, and the government has now said that 5% of all positive samples across the country will be sequenced. And actually, in December, the government formed a genomic surveillance government institutes which will be doing this. So it's only when we do more of genomic sequencing that we will know what are the kind of mutations that are happening and how they are spreading across the country. Are they similar to the strains that are found in other parts of the world, or is this a new Maharashtra strain that may have come? And but the moot point is that if we protect ourselves, if we follow COVID appropriate behavior, especially use of the mask, hand hygiene, and social distancing, we can overcome any mutation. We can overcome any variant. However, what has been seen of late, and this is not only in Maharashtra or Punjab, where most of the new cases are happening, this is also in Delhi, this is in all parts of the country, that people kind of have, reached a level of such fatigue that there is now a release. And you see markets are full, restaurants are full, weddings are happening indoors also with hundreds of people. If we continue doing this, irrespective what the variant may be, we will get more cases, and they are galloping at the present point of time. Maharashtra does appear at the start of the second wave. Of course, as has been said, this may also be due to enhanced testing and very stringent contact tracing, that we are picking up more and more and more of the asymptomatic variety. This is also the time where I think the vaccination drive in these pockets, in these states, needs to be accelerated. And even if the central government has to give permission to the states to vaccinate those in the 20 to 45 year age group are the ones who are getting maximally infected. So maybe some kind of restriction can be lifted in these areas so that more and more people can be very quickly vaccinated. India does not at the present point of time have any dearth of vaccine. We have enough. Of course, we have to titrate it, and we have to remember that 2 doses have to be given. But I think unless we take these measures of enhanced vaccination and COVID appropriate behavior as we did last year, I think we are in for bad times.
Dr. Dhiren, sir, what you would like to say about it? Because in Delhi itself, the markets are overcrowded.
I think if we divide, this problem, we know that this is going to come. Means you cannot stop, you cannot say them waves, because these viruses are going to be there with us. And what we need to find out how we can prevent, how we can reduce the number of patients getting infected. Fine. And Dr. Harsh has beautifully defined this. I would like to define in a way at an individual level, at a government level, at a virus level. What is happening? At virus level, we know that this virus has outsmarted each and every community. Fine. This virus knows much more than what medical science knows about this virus. This I usually say. And this has outsmarted our vaccines also. But at a government level, at an individual level, what I have found when I do in practice, and I usually ask, I do give vaccinate to the pediatric patients, but a lot of adults accompany them. So I normally ask them, okay, have you vaccinated your elderly in the family? 50% of the people says that, no, sir, we are scared of the side effect. So what happens, this WhatsApp knowledge has, is too much regarding for the common people, and this way they have distracted. Instead of getting the benefit of the vaccine, they are diverted towards the side effect. So one thing that, as what Dr. Mahajan said, that all population should be vaccinated very quickly in a short time. This way we can prevent some of the even mutations can be prevented. If this virus is not circulating very quickly, then you can prevent a lot of mutation which are going to happen, which are bound to happen. And also we can we can suppress these type of waves. Second, COVID related behavior. See, COVID related behavior was lax when we were at peak in Delhi. It means we cannot teach people. You can imagine that Kisan Andolan is still going on. Our your election rallies are still full, and though cricket match now they are barred that no public is going to enter. So if you look at, even our politicians are not aware of these type of COVID related behavior, and you will find that they are moving here and there without mask. So I mean to say, this type of attitude, whatsoever we do, whatsoever programs we do, at what level we try to train them, our public is like going to be there only like this only, and only we can train 10 to 15% of the people. But what we can do, we can enhance our vaccination. In last program also I said that there is a laxity not only at government level, but it's the public that is responsible. They are so scared of the side effects that they forget how bad this virus is. I have worked in COVID ward. I've seen those people who get infected with the COVID. They struggle for breathe. They struggle for oxygen. So this is pretty bad virus. So young people think that they cannot get infected. Even if they get infected, it will be mild. But they forget they are the people who are going to spread this virus to the elderly, to the people with comorbidity.
Yes, they
So
can
first
be
of
the
all,
super spreader.
yeah, first of all, at an individual level, of course, COVID appropriate behavior. I have seen many of the doctors also getting fed up of this mask. Okay, and we have seen that this, if you continuously wear this mask after 12 hours, it induces some hypoxia. So I mean to say, these things are not very simple. It's very easy to teach somebody. To preach is not at times is very easy. So at an individual level, of course, COVID appropriate behavior, but very important is we should get vaccinated ourselves. And what Dr. Mahajan said, we should open up the vaccination to 20 to 40-year also. And we should allow all sort of vaccinations which are available in the market should be available openly in the market. What is happening between countries, politicization has taken place for the vaccine. Means what Europe think that, okay, Covishield is not that good, but we know that we have inoculated more than 2 crore, not major side effect has happened. This is a beautiful vaccine. We have got our indigenous vaccine, that is Covaxin. All this should not be, this should be promoted, as well as we should ask other companies which are already being approved in US and like Pfizer or any Moderna to be imported in India. It should be like a free market. Whosoever wants to get it, whosoever can pay, should get the whatever they think is medically suitable. So I mean to say, everybody has to pitch in, including government at the state level, including government at the center level, individual level, as a doctor level, because Shalini, I'm telling you, this is going to rise. I look at the COVID ward also. We get almost daily warning from our medical director. Every day now our COVID ward is full, so we need more beds. So this is going to happen. This is the only way we can stop, or not stop, at least slow down the expected or anticipated wave.
We have with us Professor and Dr. J. Jayalal, who is the National President of Indian Medical Association. Sir, you have already urged, a week ago, you urged the government also that, not to drop guard against COVID-19. What you would like to say about it? And again, now we can see the number of cases are rising day by day.
Yes, it is quite painful, Shalini, to note that even after very, very great sustainable effort by the government and the healthcare professionals, we are able to control the corona. Now there is a sudden spike of cases which is happening across the country, and it is painful to note we have crossed even 36,000 cases in a day. That only denotes that we are heading towards the second wave. But it is nothing new. It is not in our hands also, because any pandemic when we see and across the country, the second wave is inevitable. It is happening. That is a routine norms, and multiple waves are common for any pandemic. If you see the whole world, it was only India and Argentina we were saying that we are not entering into the second wave. Now the reality has come true. So at this moment, and nothing much to be panicked, but we need to again sensitize our people and adopt to the appropriate healthcare behavior. One of the issues which we know is the schools were open. There are children are coming in. But what we see in many places of the schools, we are still in the good old building where the infrastructure and the ventilations are not that adequate. One of the most important thing for our hospitals and the in any places where the people are accumulating, it is most important we need to maintain the proper ventilation, which is not there in the schools, and people are in a closed room and then there is a more chances for that to spread. And if the children are there,
Vaccine for
they always
children is awaited.
yeah, there is in Telangana and many places we get a report that many schools are affected, many children are affected, which the government should spend much more effort. It is not on the children, it is on the administrators and the management to see to that the infrastructure is maintained. But us, when we were starting with the corona pandemic, one of the very great tasks Indian Medical Association took was equipping and empowering our hospital to the COVID appropriate infrastructure, where the one-way traffic to the patient and restricting the number of people entering, masking, and proper cleaning of the place. So that has to be taken care by the society. Second, the masking and the other features, as Leonard colleagues has already expressed, I'm not going into that. The third, we are now in this election manifesto scene. I was just seeing the videos, and where for every nomination, though there is a control that is only 5 to 10 people should go, we see thousands of people are crowding together. And this is another good culture media which we are creating. Whatever you talk about physical distancing or the social, if the election manifesto is, election, the schedule, if not properly managed, this is again going to be at the file. One thing, the election commission has taken a very important role, that all the election booth workers, officers should be vaccinated. Now, we also requested the government that not only the officers, the in-agents or the political booth agents who are coming should also show the vaccination certificate is mandatory. And very, very great steps should be taken in that polling booth. Also, the government should take care of this. Thirdly, that India is one country, though the modern medical people has taken a lot painful job or treating from the front and even sacrificing their life, and more than 750 people were lost. Still, we are living in an era when there is a government and missionary, and even to the extent the ministers are standing together to promote a wrong, unscientific way of cure to the people. I am so happy, probably on the first time I'm saying in the media, today we got an RTI report from the Government of India Ministry and the Drug Controller, and no point of time any permission or any agreement for the coronal to be used as a treatment for COVID. This is a written RTI report we got from the government. But what is happening, that they are trying to promote and giving a false hope to the people. And I've appealed to the government of India, see, please do not promote such kind of unnecessary, scientific product, and that is going to make a complacency among the public life, and that will be a great disaster. Then the protocol has to be ensured. A strict protocol of treatment modality has to be there, and now we know that what is going to be the COVID and how to make a diagnosis, how to even predict, and the people who will get the disease. So that within that added advantage of the scientific input and the knowledge we have with that scientific forum, and definitely we can cater to the needs of the people. Even if the people are coming with advanced lung cases, we have gone and saved the many people, with even to the extent of doing a lung transplantation for the corona people. So the science has advanced, the medical fraternity is advanced. We are ready to face the consequences and treat. Only thing I appeal to the government to ensure that the preventive aspect, in us rightly said by our learned colleague Dr. Harsh Magajan and other people, the vaccination should be much more made less cumbersome, and more people should be able to approach. And now there is no point in restricting your vaccination again only for the age of 45. When India is able to export more than 5.8 crores of vaccine, in whole of India we have only vaccinated 3.8 crores and 3.9 crores. That means we are making our country starving, and we are trying to make it in an export condition. 3.8 is just 3% of our population. What we need, at least 20 to 30% of our population should get vaccinated. So government cannot be in a sleeping mode, and they need to realize that. And the time is very short in front of us. And if we are not doing a door-to-door canvas and getting a vaccination, don't expecting the people to come to the COVID vaccination center. And now the vaccination should be given at their doorstep. To that level, we need to, at the war foot, we should go forward. And we cannot just falsely every day projecting 3.8 crore, 3.9 crores. It is only 3.58%. Even not even 3.8% when we consider 130 crore, crores of people are here. So we need to exaggerate on that on one side. the common sense has to be prevail among the public. The still people believe that COVID is not going to do anything to us, and that kind of mindset is already set in because the political leaders are not going in any example because they are still allowing that, and that should be punished. And one of the leaders said they should, even the election commission should debar the candidates who are contesting the election, not adapting to the polling the corona protocol. So some strict disciplinary measures has to be taken at this moment to cut short this. One thing we would like to express on behalf of IMA, in all the countries, the second wave is more disastrous than the first wave. Though we have a scientific knowledge, we have a therapeutic knowledge, the disastrous effect it has produced is so. Let us not take it in a complacent way. Let us do aggressively that, and we assure the government of India, all our medical fraternity, though we have lost many people, we will be in the front line, and we will take up the control and treatment as much as possible. What only thing we want, the government and our learned colleagues should come forward and adhere to the COVID protocol and ensure that we will be able to overcome this disastrous second wave very positively. Thank you, Shalini.
Dr. Avinash Bhondwe said, do you think that speeding up the vaccination can reduce the COVID-19 cases in Maharashtra?
Yeah, definitely. All doctors, as Dr. Jayalal sir has rightly said, vaccination should be rather increased. And one thing I'd like to inform all of you that when this vaccine was rather, both the vaccines were rather allowed to use on an emergency basis, it was only IMA under Dr. Jayalal sir, we declared that this vaccine is safe. At the same time, neither the government of India, neither the state government they have come out with an open statement that this vaccine is safe and everybody has to take it. Even right now, if you say, or the previous, even the polio vaccine or other government things like Swachhata Abhiyan and all those things, there were a lot of advertisement in newspaper. There were an advertisement and other things that the celebrities were asked to give talks on the television also, but nothing has been done for the COVID vaccination. This has given a very very much impact on common people. Right now, even the first phase in which all the doctors and the health workers were vaccinated, only the 40 to 50% were inoculated. The rest of the doctors were left out. And the second and this third stage, where all the 60 plus senior citizens are being vaccinated. At the same time, if you observe the statistics, those from 45 to 59 with the comorbidities are still not aware that they should be vaccinated. They should get vaccine. Like Dr. Dhiren sir rightly said, that we have to rather educate those people. There is nothing been told to these people. Most of them are not aware. If you go through all those 20 comorbidities, there are even those Divyang people, those handicapped people are there. They are supposed to take vaccination as privilege, but neither of them are rather this thing. And that's why if you look at the statistics, the 60 plus are getting a good number. The vaccine number is good, but those from the 45 to 59 with the comorbidities, the number is not sufficient. We are targeted to vaccinate 60 crore people, and this is not done. Secondly, as government of India, that all the vaccination center should be run 24/7, but actually as far as Maharashtra is concerned, the thing is not being seen. And thirdly, what we were claiming or we were demanding, that all the hospitals with the backup, with the patient's safety or taking care of if there are any side effects or something like that. So that time also, that is also not being taken. Only the hospitals with 100 beds and more, or some hospitals, they are only allowed. We are saying that all the hospitals in Maharashtra, which are rather well equipped, they can inspect for that, and all these things, all these hospitals should be allowed to do vaccination. They are ready, they are well equipped. They
That
can
should be
take
done.
care of all the side effects and other things. But if you say, now I'll tell you one thing, that in Pune, we have around 600 hospitals. So if we allow, only 26 hospitals are given permission. If we allow all these hospitals, even the 500 hospitals are there. So with the rate of 100, we can vaccinate 50,000 people more. So the timing should be increased. The number of hospitals should be increased. And rightly, as Dr. Dhiren said, that since we have now vaccinated more than 3 crore, so that there is no such this serious side effect is seen. So why not make it open in the market? Why not be, it should be given by any hospital without all these registration and all that. So this can be done, or any doctor who is giving vaccination can register the patient and send the data. We are doing this for all these things. Like the last thing which I tell you, that in the COVID situation, when the beds of the government hospital were restricted, they were full, then they acquired all the private hospitals, even with the 5 and 10 beds. Like that, for the accelerating the vaccination drive, vaccination campaign, all the private hospitals should be given free hand. Even the Niti Aayog president has said this. Even the health department of central health department has said all these things. But practically, this is not being implemented. We hope if it is implemented and this vaccine campaign is accelerated, we can control in say 6 to 8 weeks, the rate of the second wave can be controlled.
So speeding up the vaccination is important, and people should not drop their guards against COVID-19. This is also very important. Thank you so much, Dr. Neeraj Nishal, Dr. Avinash, Dr. Harsh Mahajan, Dr. Dhiren Gupta, and Dr. J.A. Jayalal. Thank you so much and sharing such a important information with us.
Shalini, one point I want to make before
Yes,
that
sir.
is important. Past 1 week, we have seen almost more than say 2-3% of the people, despite of second vaccination, they acquired infection.
Yes, because
Fine.
of not following the
So,
guidelines.
so if you are vaccinated, still you have to keep your guard. Second, some of them do acquire moderate disease. It was not in severe disease. So still we are in learning phase. But what we have in hands is just vaccination and our guards. And so this, whatsoever we have in hands, we should execute very quickly. We have got such a beautiful private system all over India. As you can see in Pune, there are 600 hospitals and there must be around 10,000 practitioners. If you allow them, give them free hand. Nobody wants vaccine at free of cost. That is the wrong prevalence from a government, that we are distributing vaccine at a free of cost. Most of the middle class, they don't want free. They want a good center. They don't want to stand in the queue. They want an effective vaccine, and at times its price is not a matter for them. Like if my parents want to vaccine, if I have got a good vaccine at the available cost is say 1,000, 2,000, it's fine for me. I'll get them vaccinated. So I mean to say, it should not be a government rationing which is happening presently. It should be open. Type of vaccine should be open. Center should be open. We have seen rarely any anaphylaxis which has happened over within 30 minutes of giving vaccine. So this much experience we have gained over past say 3 months. So we should utilize our experience. We should utilize our resources and should vaccinate whosoever is available, whosoever is willing. If you look at the comorbidity chart, that is totally absurd. I mean to say, they are limiting diabetic with complication more than 10 years. Who says that diabetic who without complication cannot have infection, cannot have complication related with the COVID? I mean to say, this makes me remember 20 years back when we used to have ration card with 2 kg per person should be allowed. When we have got so much vaccine with us, the people whosoever wants to get vaccine should be given vaccine. We should vaccinate everybody. Less than 40 years, they can super spreader. More than 40 years, they can be sufferer. So what's an harm in vaccinating everybody? Now saying that people means something like defensive attitude, like previously we thought that there will be some forgery in the vaccine will happen. That's why we were slow. I think all this is not acceptable presently. We should vaccinate whosoever wants to vaccinate themselves. Probably, and God, we know that there is always limitation. Whatsoever you teach Indian people, they are going to be like our Desi people. It's very difficult.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.